Christmas. I've got a new toy. Well, not a new toy. I've got some upgrades for the Africa Twin. And it is the Alt Rider skid plate. So that's what we're going to be installing today. Should be an easy install, but who knows? Something might happen. Yeah, let's get the bike out and get going. Comes with standard instructions. So, dropping things. So it tells you the required tools, which is actually pretty nice. 12 millimeter open end wrench, 5 millimeter Allen tool, 6 millimeter Allen tool, 12 millimeter socket, driver, ratchet, 14 millimeter open-ended wrench, and then some thread lock. Tells you all the details, pieces. Comes with the bracket that supports the skid plate, some hardware, and the actual skid plate itself. Put that down. Really pretty decent build quality. I got silver because I've got a lot of silver furniture on the bike. The only thing I'm kind of confused about, disappointed in I guess, is the back side of the welds. So that's the back side, you know, obviously they bend it. A lot of boogers. And like, there's a lot. So that's kind of interesting. These lugs are kind of crooked. Hopefully the holes line up, but we'll find out. You get my tools out, all those things. Gonna take off the old one, steal some rubber off of it, put on the new pieces. I've collected all the tools. The only thing I don't have is a ratchet handle, so this one right here. I think I'll be able to get away with it. If I can't, then I'll go to Home Depot or Lowe's. Alright, step one. Gotta remove the old skid plate, belly pan, whatever you want to call it. So the 5 millimeter to remove these two bolts right there, as well as the stuff on the side, which may have been replaced when I did the nope, it didn't. So yeah, this right here. I was scared that I might have replaced some stuff with when I did the crash bars. So let's get that off. Okay. It's amazing what ends up in this thing after a couple, less than 2,000 miles, and that's with an oil change. It's quite dirty. Take this grommet, insert it into that. Camera. Alright, so push from that side out. That was pretty easy, and it should go in just as easy. Might need a screwdriver for this part. Let's see if I can actually get it on camera for you guys. There we go. Takes definitely some muscling, and it helps if your fingers are not freezing. Cool, that's in. 12 millimeter socket, and remove the 2 hex head M8 screws from the small bracket as shown. So looks like I do have to remove some stuff from the crash bar install. I'm gonna install this bracket. So I'm probably going to have to loosen some of this stuff and make it fit. That's a technical thing I wasn't accounting for. How much space do I have? It's all cinched down. So yeah, I'm gonna have to loosen that bolt, as well as I think that one, to get some leverage and push everything out. Whew. Okay, so what I've just done, I loosened up this bolt, that bolt. Obviously those two are off, and I loosened up this attachment point. That should give me enough leverage with an assistant for me to just bend this out. So if I do this, I can move that out, and then my assistant, aka my wife, is going to just pop that up in between the two, and I'll tighten everything down. Two hands like that, and just slide everything up in between the two, okay? Ready?
Yeah.
The hole's lined up. Not quite. One. Let's see if I can get the second one in. Goodness. Work. There we go. Okay. Woo. Okay. So thank you to my wife who helped me out there. This would be a one-person job if it wasn't for my crash bars, so I'm going to tighten those down because those don't need to come off ever again. Then I'll tighten down the rest of the brackets. Alright, and this is where you might need an extra set of hands. So these spacers, this is one of them, got to do both and try and install it into the original location. So I'm going to have to stretch my hand, cover them both, push up, and see if it'll work. So it might be a little difficult. I'll give it a shot before I call in reinforcements. Alright, so I'm going to tighten this one to line up all the holes. And then I'm going to do the rest with a little bit of Loctite. Remember, all the Loctite's blue. Okay, so the issue I'm having is these two holes line up. Those aren't even close. Like, they're really far off. I'm gonna try hammering it. Okay, very disappointed. So I've tried hammering it. This thing isn't gonna move. Those two holes don't line up. Those two do, over there. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of unacceptable. I don't recommend alt-rider skid plate. I'm gonna make it work, but I don't recommend it. Okay. Let's get this thing in there. Oh God. I think I got it, guys. Jesus. All right. That's gonna be a pain to change oil. So we'll see if it lasts. I still don't recommend it. That was too much work to get that bolt in, and it's way too far out. Okay. Now all that's left is to tighten these. Alt-rider needs to do better. And there it is. It is installed. This time it covers the entire oil pan. Everything's good. I think it looks good. Pretty good protection. Fit and finish not so great, so I got it on. But yeah, the 4 bolts where the bracket is supposed to line up with the skid plate, I'm referring to these 1, 2, 3, 4, those bolts don't line up. So alt-rider, if you're watching, fix your shit. The alt-rider CRF 1100L Africa Twin. Per the instructions, you know, some people might think that my heat crash bars interfered with that, but the bracket is installed in the correct place in relationship to this hose holder. So on outside of this hose holder, I mounted the crash bars on the outside of that, so that's in the correct spot. There's nothing underneath that would affect the placement of that bracket and the holes, and nothing in here that would be affected by the crash bars. So it is simply this black bracket lining up with those holes underneath, which is a problem that I would imagine comes from the factory. Finally, I have not reached out to alt-rider about this issue. These are either CNC'd or laser drilled holes. Looks like CNC'd. They should line up. I don't plan on reaching out because I got it to work, but you know, not acceptable. So if alt-rider reaches out, sends me a new product, I will pin the new video in the comments, or do something. I don't know. Change the title. But yeah, hopefully you learned something. See you on the next one. Hopefully this was helpful for some people. Hopefully it either influenced you to or not get this product. I don't approve of it, but it was a gift, so I made it work. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.